Hi guys, and thank you very much for coming back to the channel. I hope you enjoy the upcoming video, and let me know in the comments if you did. You'll be doing me a great favour, and that is to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll speak to you at the end of the video, but for now, ciao. And are they still doing the pirate thing, sending the boats out? Because all I see is them getting blown up as they get near to the boats.
I think that's been finished now.
Is it?
I think,
Yeah.
Piracy.
They
I'm
lost,
not sure.
probably lost too many men and too many boats, I
Yeah,
should think.
because the international community came in, America, Europe. They sent in warships and, so they dealt with the pirates there.
Yes, yeah. Oh.
Especially France. France used to even go inside Somalia to chase the pirates.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes. Well, I'm going to have a little walkabout and then I'll come back.
First time I see you here.
I'm here all day.
I mean, you came before?
Yes, yes, not many times. This is about my fifth time.
Fifth time. You live
Yeah.
in London?
South London, yes. So
you have your channels? You have
yes,
your channel?
yes,
YouTube?
yes, I do.
Okay, so
Yes. So you're saying what you're interested in. So Somalia, which is your own,
poetry, yes,
and
that's
your
all
poetry.
Really, that's all.
Oh, right, okay. I don't do religion, or I don't mind politics, but religion I don't do because I'm a non-believer.
I don't do religion
so
either.
I don't do it.
Either, no.
But a little bit of politics I'll do, or my favourite is Tommy Robinson.
Ah, okay, all right.
So I'm a Tommy Robinson supporter.
Okay, all right.
Or anybody, because he's just a political prisoner and nobody should be, doesn't matter who it is, they shouldn't be treated like that. So anyway, I'll see you in a little while.
See you.
Am I early today for Speaker's Corner? Am I a bit early, do you know? Or you...
No, that's what I'm thinking too. Man, I
Yeah.
can't wait to see him speak.
Yeah, well, hopefully they will.
Well,
I'm sure they will.
if not, I'll get up and start speaking about. I'll get them all riled up.
Yeah?
I'll just,
What do you talk about?
Well, I don't even agree with it. But I'll talk why Trump should be king. What do you think? That ought to get him going, don't you think?
Yeah, or if I join in and say that England should be the 51st state.
But you got to be 52nd because we already got Canada.
Oh, we? Oh, right.
Hey!
Yeah. Okay, and what we got? What's the other one to come? Panama. We can take Panama, can't we? Be 52, and then there's Norway, 53. And I think me and you we'd be in trouble, wouldn't we?
We might be. They might. Well, they might think. Of course, I'd be sarcastic about the whole thing.
Yeah, of course.
I just.
Trump can burn in hell.
Yes, that's what I think.
What an absolute garbage every human being.
I agree.
I was all right with him until it come up with him. Not back in the Eastern Europeans. What are they called? Can't think of the country.
Ukrainians?
The Ukrainians. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think we've left them a bit in the lurch there. I don't know. I have to think about it.
Well,
What's your view? Leave them to their own thing. It's a bit late though, isn't it? After what they've done, given them the millions and billions, and now going to cut them off. But I don't know. Maybe it's the right thing.
Look at last time we were all isolationists. Look what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, the Brits, the Americans, we're all guilty of that. We would have put our foot down earlier with the madman in Germany. They would have not had all the millions, and London wouldn't have got bombed.
No.
I mean,
No.
So I mean, we should learn from history.
And I always say, without religion, there's no wars. Maybe apart from the Ukraine war, because that's not really on a religion basis, is it? But that's probably the only one.
Kind of thinks he's a god.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
Yeah, we agree with you there.
Yeah, he is to some. Yeah.
He does think he's kind of a god.
Yes, he hasn't got enough money to be a god, has he? Mind you, he's got the Chinese backing him and North Korea. So, who knows? There's a lot of North Koreans died,
Oh, yeah.
wasn't he? He pushed them straight out on the front line. Just, yeah. Saves him getting into trouble for his, from his own side, I suppose.
Have you been here before?
This is my 5th time.
Okay.
Yeah, since 1967
Okay.
was before that, and then I haven't been in here since. I moved to Spain for 32 years. Should have stayed, but didn't.
You haven't been here since '67?
Yeah, this last 5 weeks, and I haven't been here since 67 was the last time I came. I was 18 years old, roughly.
I was born in 1968. Makes me feel young.
Yeah, I'm a 49er.
Not older than mine. He's older than your mom.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a 49er, born in 49.
Wow.
And I'm just having a second childhood, hence coming here and opening my mouth, you know.
What are you going to speak about?
I do a little bit of politics. I'm not going to get up on a stool or anything, and the other thing I do, and I'm heavily involved in, is Tommy Robinson and the way that they've got him as a political prisoner. It actually doesn't make a lot of difference who it is, whether it's him, whether you like his politics or not. He should not be a political prisoner.
Is he an Ireland guy? I don't know who he is.
No, he's the one that made, I think it was 6 films. And he wrote or made 6 films. The last one, he was told by a judge not to play it anywhere, and he did, and that's just got him 18 months inside.
That sounds like free speech.
Yeah, it's more free speech gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So had no chance.
I mean, that this. It was it Oliver Wendell Holmes said the speech that needs to be protected is the ones we don't agree with.
Yes, I mean, I'm up for free speech. It's whether I agree with it or not, it makes no difference.
You know, you and I are the dinosaurs with that.
Yes.
And because
Well, there's a few that's here. You know, the English-speaking ones, first language, would agree with us.
yeah, of course, yeah, I find in the U.S. that while I am definitely on the left of the political spectrum,
Yes.
I find that the people from the left tend to be less agreeable when it comes to free speech when they don't agree with it.
Yes, they're more. Yeah, same here. They are more aggressive.
Because,
the ones on the left.
Because I got to tell you, I was at a coffee shop one day, and I was very pro-union.
Yes.
Right? And they were having this environmental thing, and the union it had to do with some coal trains that they wanted to go through, right? Now, of course, the union, from the union standpoint, these were high-paying jobs, right?
Yes.
So they supported the idea of the coal trains. The environmentalists were all against it, right?
Yes. Best job in the world working for a union, isn't it? You're always going to be on the best money. Yes. Sorry, I interrupted, but
so,
get that in.
So they were now. Mind you, that most of the time the union supports most of the environmentalist cause, right?
Yes.
But this particular time they were on opposite sides of the fence, and these people were down at the coffee shop just bad-mouthing them because they didn't agree with them. And I finally got up and I said, "You need to shut the fuck up." And they went looking at me, their eyes got this big. I said, "These motherfuckers are on your side 9 out of 10 times, and because they want to protect their wages and their jobs, you think they're assholes. I hope the next time you need them, they tell you to go fuck yourself." And they could not believe.
No.
I said, "You liberal motherfucker who can't see past his fucking eyeball." You know,
They should have the right to say, and so should you.
well,
it's all good, isn't it?
You're not. These motherfuckers who think you are, because I don't agree with you 100%. I'm not 90% your friend. I'm 10% your enemy. It's not. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
When I agree 90% of the time, I'm your friend.
Absolutely.
We can have differences.
Yeah, and we're going to, aren't we?
We're going to, yes.
Of course we are, yes.
But this...
I mean, I like Maggie Thatcher. You wouldn't have liked her because she got rid of the unions. So that's the 10% gone.
But I'd be the first one to defend their right to speak.
Yes. Yeah, she wasn't all bad.
I mean, and that's the thing I tell people all the time. I could sit around with the most staunch conservative, and I could find some common ground.
Yes.
You know, some common ground.
Yes.
And I just. But this, I didn't know about this. I'll look into it. Though.
Yes, have a look into that. It really is wrong. In fact, he's the first political prisoner since the Second World War. Now, this guy did that. What he did, it wasn't a criminal offence, and yet he's in one of the hardest prisons in this country. He's in a.
And the Prime Minister just lets it happen.
Oh, he is let it happen. He as good as put him there, I'll tell you. He's in a part of the. He's in a prison inside the prison. There are 16 cells. He's the only one in there. The other 15 are empty.
So he's in isolation.
He's in isolation. He gets, I think it's about 3 hours a day. A mixture of either a little bit of exercise outside or
So what is the
maybe
government's
visitors.
beef? Is it because it's about Muslims?
Because he told the truth. Yes. He got found by a judge to be guilty of what's the word? I don't know, slagging this Syrian kid off, if you like, and so he lost the case. I don't know if he was made bankrupt, but I think he had to pay the Syrian kid about 100 grand, which I don't know if it wouldn't have got paid, so I don't know what happened there. So then he was told not to put the film on, then he got 18 months. Now, because he wouldn't give them the passcode to his phone, they're doing him on terrorist charges. Would you believe that? If there's one bloke who's not a terrorist, it's him.
Right.
It's dead the opposite.
Has he appealed?
For the 18 months which he got, he pleaded guilty because he was guilty. He says he was guilty for putting the film on.
Yeah, but you should have been told that he couldn't put the film on.
He was told by a judge.
But the point is, why? On what grounds? I mean, if he has a right. You have a right to pay your money to watch something if you want to watch it.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I mean, what? I mean, they you can pay for pornography, but you cannot pay to watch something else that you. I mean. You know what I'm saying? You can pay.
Yeah.
You know, you have a right as a citizen to. You may want to see this. You have a right to pay your money to go see it.
I did want to see it, and I did. And I can't remember how many millions. I think it's 140, 150 million people have now watched that film.
And the world hasn't come to an end.
No, not at all. No. And a lot of these, we call them crimes. That's not a crime anyway, but they call them crimes. But if you haven't got someone that's affected by that crime, then how could you go to prison for something? You know, if you've told people to come out and blow up, I don't know, the hotels, you know, they've gone to prison for that for a couple of 3 years. But nobody did what this. I'm thinking of a woman in particular. She told everyone to come out and do it, and it wasn't a good idea. But nobody actually did it on her behalf. So, was it a crime? Maybe, but not for 2.5 years. When they had to let some paedophiles go to get us some room in the prison. Oh, we haven't got many here. We've got a nice chap over there. He's from Somalia, and he talks about Somalia and poems, which he writes. And then we've got another bloke who there comes to feed the pigeons, and he stands over there on his own. Said he doesn't like the people down here. They're too aggressive and whatever.
Well, I was hoping to see people today.
Oh, we will. They'll be here. Yeah, for sure. They'll all turn up.
Is it only on Sundays they do this?
Here, yes. I'm told that, I don't know what day it is, but I'm told a few people go to Leicester Square, but I don't know what day it is.
Oh.
But definitely here. I mean, last week it was absolutely mobbed. You had to fight your way through.
We are a speaker's corner. He said last week it was mobbed here.
Yeah, absolutely mobbed. And if it doesn't rain at 4 o'clock this afternoon, it'd be mobbed again, I'm sure, with this nice looking weather. But it is due to rain.
I thought it started at 11. That's why.
Supposed to, but not this week.
Maybe we'll come back. Go warm up for a while. Take a right.
Against the cold.
Yeah, speak against the cold.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear my hoodie every time we leave now.
There's a nice seat in there. I don't know if it's out of the wind. You know, see where the coffee shop is.
We went and got some hot stuff just to keep us relatively warm.
Yeah.
I got to find out where that place is.
Bottle of scotch goes down well, but I've got to drive home.
Do you live here in London then?
Yes, South London, yes. It took me about an hour and a quarter to get here, which is less than it takes to come by tube and train and everything else, so I thought I'd drive.
I do love the tube, though. You can get around easily around here.
Yeah.
Central. Oh, of course, we're in kind of central-ish London.
Yeah, it is great. You don't have to rush. You hear one, you know there's another one coming in 2 minutes. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's so. I mean, this without the tube and that, this city would be to a standstill.
Oh, yes, yeah. Talking about standstills, it might be coming. How long are you here for? Oh, do you live here?
No. I live in the States.
No, right.
Well, I go back on. I'm leaving on Tuesday.
All right. The farmers are fed up, and you know they came with, I think it was 1,300 or 1,600 tractors, but that was only for one day. But I know for a fact they're going to start coming every day.
Oh.
Not with 1,600, but they don't need that many to close London down. If they do that, then the government have got to change. They've got to change, do a U-turn.
So
Otherwise,
what are they doing to the farmers right now?
Charging them 20% on anything freehold when it's sold. Not when it's sold. Well, either when it's sold off or given to family members, they take 20% off of them. Now, you've got to get that 20% from somewhere, and the only way that most farmers can get it is by selling a lump of land or a couple of tractors. And then what have you got? So that's the main thing. A lot of them are going to go for a limited company, and then they won't be able to take the money from them. What's it called when you take money from family? When you can't think, my brain doesn't work too well sometimes. There's a word for it, isn't it? Where you take money off people for when you sell something. Don't know. Anyway.
Capital gains?
No, but it's similar. It's the I call it the family tax. But it's
Not
whatever.
inheritance, because you're still
That's it. Inheritance tax. Yeah, they'll
but that's
take.
usually after you die.
Yes. Well, if the boss man dies and leaves it to say his children, they've got to find 20% of what that's worth. Now,
I see.
if it's, say, it's, I don't know, 3 million sounds a lot, but if that includes all your tractors, all your hay balers, your house, and everything else, 3 million is not that much. But if you've got to find 20%, that's what, 600,000. Where are you going to get it from?
You got to sell something.
Got to sell something. And then what's going to happen next time? Got to sell something again.
We have in the United States, there's the inheritance tax, but the first X amount of dollars is exempt.
Yes. Well, it's the same with this, but it's how much. It doesn't take a lot to get up to that 3 million.
No.
They're also talking about doing not supplying the supermarkets, so they won't supply any of them. So the supermarkets will go without food. Our biggest problem is if they do that, and then people have got to stock up. How can the people that have got no money stock up with food? They can't, because they can't afford to buy 1 week's food, let alone a month or 6 weeks.
Right.
So I think there's got to be some sort of not agreement, but an acceptance that some of us have got to help the needy that can't afford to buy all that food to stock up. So we might have to help feed them like we did for COVID. I was helping, I think it was 10 out of 13 houses. I live in a small place, 14 houses, and I was helping, I think, 10 of them to get food. Sometimes I was paid, sometimes I wasn't, but I'm lucky, and my wife and I are both pensionable age, so we have double what a lot of people have got coming in, even though it's only pensions. But it allows us to be a little bit generous.
And you're probably a little bit frugal.
Oh, I wish I was. But somebody's got 30 children, grandchildren and great-grandchildren. 30 of them, and believe me, that is expensive for Christmas and birthdays.
I have 0 children and 0 grandchildren.
You're frugal.
That's why I'm in England.
Yeah.
Taking a month off and not worrying about it, right?
Yeah. So is this your first time here? Yes.
I was
Are you-
at Speaker's Corner.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never been here. I was
Oh.
hoping that this was one of the things I wanted to see.
I promise you will.
Uh,
I swear to you, you will
what
see
I am thinking is, how far is what is it? I think where I want to go is Elephant and something.
Elephant and Castle.
Well, they play chess there.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't know that.
It's
Oh, you'd find a tube that'll take you there, wouldn't you?
I'll look, and then maybe I'll come back.
Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. It's going to take you an hour to get
get
the
there?
elephant, and then you're there an hour back.
Yeah, who cares? I got nothing to do.
I suppose not. But it's supposed to rain at 4 o'clock, and if it rains, half of them will go. What's the time now? It's got to be, it must be 11:30, is it?
Let's see where this is.
I can't believe it's this late when they're here, because this only happened about 6 weeks ago when it poured down with rain. It was freezing cold, and I thought I was going to die. Otherwise they turn up at 11 to half 11.
Well, these joggers have a glutton for punishment, aren't they? They love the pain.
Yeah, there's some massive crowds earlier on. I don't know if you saw those. Must have been crowds of, I don't know, 50 to 100 all in one club. Yeah, joggers. Must be mad. It's one good way to bust your knees up.
Well, I'm gonna go and come back.
All right, well, I shall look forward to seeing you both, and please do come back though, because you will enjoy yourself.
Contentious? It's contentious to me. I don't think that takes away from his character.
Nice talking to you. Yeah, thank you.
The problem with that though is that you can say that about a lot of things. You could say the Quran was such a miraculous work that those who heard it became Muslim. But the Quran tells you that there are people that heard it and didn't become Muslim. So likewise, there would be people that maybe thought Muhammad was a great character. But the Quran says he is. Surah 33:21 to 310. Yet, there are also going to be people that look at what he did and go, no, that wasn't good.
Absolutely, but it doesn't take away from the beauty of it, from the reality of it.
But you don't think that what he
Not
did there was beautiful.
just because no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he had a beautiful character. That cannot be denied.
Well, it can be. I mean, I've read large parts of the Sunnah. I've read many things that he attributed to him. And if they are true, I think even if I lived back then, I would still find issue with
I
that.
mean, you don't really
I think if you lived back then,
I mean, you don't know for sure.
great, absolutely fine. We don't know for sure because these are only maybe even part of the story. The problem is that today, with the knowledge you have, the Quran of the Sunnah, what the scholars have given you as a Sunni Muslim, you don't know for sure that you can say that Muhammad was a great moral character. In Islam, do you have to think that Muhammad is a better moral character than Isa?
You can, because we have morals that still apply today. That are still applicable.
But there are many people that do. Yeah, Hitler was a vegetarian. He loved animals. But that doesn't mean he's a great moral character. You know that. I'm not the best moral character. There are people much better than me. You know in your heart that this can't be right. There is not a way you can look at Muhammad as the best moral example. I mean, you have to believe that Muhammad is a better moral example than Jesus, than Isa. But even the Quran in Surah Al-Maryam, ayah 19, describes him as a pure son. In the Sunnah, it says that Satan, he touches like newborn babies, but he did not touch Isa. There's even in the Sunnah, it even talks about like on the Day of Judgment, people will be crying out to the prophets, asking them to intercede. And it gets to Muhammad, and Muhammad said, well, Allah has forgiven me of all my sins, but we should go to someone else. Like, this is, Muhammad can't be the best moral example. But the issue is that the Quran says he is. And Sunni Islam teaches you that he is.
Manifested in the flesh, and we can see the work of Jesus. He was kind. When I compassion, by power, and he did a lot of good things.
Rubbish talking. He's telling you a concept.
That's what the main thing made people convert to Islam. And they stayed on it. And all those next examples which you are saying something like this, you know, it doesn't represent that. There must be a reason.
So why did the Sahaba, the Tabi'un, why did they say these things about him? They didn't have to record these narrations, but they did record these narrations. This is Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim. This is like meant to be the best.
I mean, considering there's a lot of issues that happened back then that we see as issues now, but back then they didn't. I don't think, you know what, there's a lot of honor in Islam. There's a lot of honor for the Prophet. They would, the companions wouldn't write things that they didn't see were morally correct. The Quran all throughout is all about moral.
Okay, where the women in the Quran
acting in good character.
Show me two. Why are you scared? Why are you
on the
scared?
moral theme,
Excuse me, that doesn't say
it's about
Muhammad
being morally
said,
correct
I'm
and
a
it's about
prophet.
living as a good person. Okay.
Read
But the Quran's understanding of what that is different.
Read it, don't speak us. That's what I'm shouting. Okay?
But in Surah 18, there's a story of a companion of Musa. And this companion of Musa, he follows Musa along. And one of the things that this companion does is he kills a young boy.
I found it in this
And Musa says, what are you doing? And he says, don't ask me about it, trust me.
my bike being stolen.
And then he does some other things, and Musa keeps saying, why are you doing this?
Because
And
I'm not
eventually he says,
serious.
I told you to wait and I'll explain things, but you weren't patient, you couldn't wait.
There's
And then he gives the
somebody
reasons
who
for
said
why he
it.
did the things. And the reason why he killed the small boy is because he knew the small boy would grow, would make his parents have increasing disbelief and lead them out of Islam.
It was with Angel Gabriel.
Thank you.
Angel Gabriel.
It wasn't Angel Gabriel, it was Al-Kibba, that's the name.
I don't stop.
No, Angel Gabriel is a man.
Who are the women in the
The
Quran?
whole is
Give me 2 women in the Quran. That's one. Second,
He was
what's her
censorship.
name? What's her name?
Censorship.
She's not in the Quran. I get it from 2000 pounds. Yes, if you can produce 2 women.
I tried to buy an industrial.
If this is, let's say, God's commandment, if somebody dies,
Well, no, it's not.
Don't show my name.
Well, I don't think it actually says it's just telling you the story.
so
I'm looking at it and says Allah told him to do this.
I'm under the impression that it was an angel.
Mother have a name.
I could be wrong.
Well, I'm like 89% sure it's science.
So why does your
The name you said. You can pronounce it. But really, it's Surah 18.
a name is you? Okay, it's not a red herring. Who's the first woman?
Yeah, I mean, maybe so. I think it's just a
What's
case
the name?
for. I don't think it's fair to say the Quran is just
Where is
teaching
Eve
good
in
stories.
the Quran by name?
Because I don't see anything in that is good. Because again, you're not told in the story that Allah knew this and told him. This is just a companion of Musa who does this and then explains why he did it. But I don't think is it applicable? Is it applicable to Muslims today? Can Muslims, fearing that a child will make their parents have disbelief in their hearts, is it permissible to kill a child? Yes.
Okay, what's the wife of Abraham?
So I'm a comedian.
Where's Sarah in the Quran by name?
And they have knowledge, you know, they have.
Hagar is not in the Quran. Sarah's name is not in the Quran. No, she's not. 50,000 pounds.
That's why he went there to see what.
They don't. That's what the story is being laid.
I think it's just,
I found
it's fair to say,
Where's
Muslims,
the Quran?
I don't think
Where's
it's
the
their
name
moral
Sarah?
example.
Show
I think
me.
Muslims
I
should
shut me up.
seriously consider killing children if they have reason to believe
Tell me. Where's Sarah?
The thing that could be is usually seen as
Okay, where's Eve? Eve, Hawa.
or a
Where's
wedding, a
Hawa?
friend of God. So some sort of some sort of it
Okay,
comes from God.
look,
It's
look
not
at this.
just a person.
Right, are you the angel as messenger?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the names of men.
So if in this story that there's wisdom coming from destroying the ship and killing the child and opening the wall, was,
That's it.
at the
Mary,
end, Musa
Catholic
is a
amazing.
prophet of God. He doesn't know what he's doing or why he's doing
Who's the second
it. When this
woman
is
with
something
me?
that's happening as a direct commandment from
Shut
God,
up! I just told you that.
there's wisdom in these things, and we don't always need to
Are you
understand.
deaf?
You know, it's like
Right.
Well, what I'm saying is it's not something that Muslims should do today. I would actually go, I would say that in the Quran it's describing a bad thing.
I think there's a bigger wisdom in it. I think it's not about what he did, it's about the fact that even the Prophet of God is doing things with children, but doesn't understand necessarily what it's all about, right? He didn't understand why do we kill.
What did you say Al-Qaeda is a prophet?
And when you say that Musa as a prophet of God sees him kill a kid and is disturbed by it enough to ask, why did we do that? It's only after there's a reason that it becomes a
Oh, you think it became okay?
I think it was done for a reason. It was done for a reason because the kid was going to be back to his parents. You know, it's not up to me to decide what God does is good or not. Okay.
I think it's just fair to say there's a lot of difficult things in the Quran that are not necessarily good.
As a prophet of God, I don't think they would agree with killing a child innocent. Right? If there was a reason for it and if God commanded it, then there's a difference. It's not that, you know, in the Quran, if they say kill people, it's not in there. Because it's morally
Well, the
correct.
Quran does say to kill people. I mean,
In the right context, yes, it does.
the problem is that the caliphs understood it as the way I'm understanding it by reading it. They understood it as you are to subjugate people, and if they are Christian, if they're polytheists, you let them embrace Islam and you kill them. If they're Christians and Jews, you give them the option of dimitude. They can pay the jizya.
The thing is,
they
there's
can
a lot
kill
of
themselves as Jews.
I'm not qualified enough to talk about that because there's a lot of laws that go into that. There's a lot of regulation that goes into who you can kill, who you can't kill.
Anyway, so there you are. You see, you started off by saying, look, that stuff is not there, that's only at a particular time and place. But then when we talk about after Muhammad and what the early Muslims did, the Sahaba, Tabi'un, then yeah, it looks as if they understood it the same way.
We have standards. If the Prophet of God goes and kills a boy, like that story specifically we're looking at, it's very hard like for someone to just kill a child. It's not, so there's a standard. We understand that killing an innocent person is not okay ever, in every religion, right? And when it comes to war, when it comes to law and breaking the law and certain groups of people, there becomes regulation. It's not that you can just kill or not kill. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you what the early caliphates did and whether it was right or not. There's regulation to it. It's not as simple as killing an innocent person.
Right. I think you would have difficulty when you try to defend the actions of the rightly guided ones, because there are things in there that are going to be basically kind of a very black and white understanding of the plan. Historically, I mean, that's not me saying it. It's not even a historical view. It's the Islamic view. That's what Sunni Muslims would look back at their history and would say, yes, the Jews and the Christians were kicked out of Arabia. Why? Because there is Sunnah that goes back to Muhammad, where he said this stuff that must happen.
But we also have so many cases in which Muslim Christians and Jews were taken and taken refuge in Islamic countries.
But it doesn't distract from the general theme of no, they need to be kicked out of the land.
I would say it's just as strong as a general theme that we're also supposed to protect our people of the book. Christians and Jews, we're not supposed to fight them. They're people that
there is a hadith that goes to Muhammad in a sound chain narration where it says that he ordered the Christians and the Jews out of Arabia.
There's both cases in there. That's
But
what I'm telling you.
again, you have to look at that and say, I know that when the Quran tells me that Muhammad is the greatest moral example for Muslims, for the Ummah, that therefore must have been done in a way that was good. That's what you have to do. Yeah, I don't understand how on earth you could believe that. Like if I read something that said all the Muslims will be like kicked out somewhere, I'd be horrified. That comes from, because if you told me that came from a good person, I'd have difficulty believing it. If you told me it came from the best moral person out of everyone, even more moral than Jesus.
Can you send it to me? I'll look into it. Of course.
Hi again guys, and if you enjoyed the video, please mention it in the comments. You would also be doing me a big favour if you would like, ring the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already done so, that is. It costs you nothing to do so, but does a massive favour to the future success of the channel. I'll see you on the next one.